Welcome back to another Charlotte Legacy League where we have green-white lands versus Dimir Scam. Game 1, both players have kept 7, and Lincoln's going to be on the play, leading off with a Savannah and an Elvish Reclaimer. See if Ryan has anything to say about that. He does, with a Force Will pitching a Force of Will. So that's one way to start the game off, is to be very aggressive in that. He's going to follow up with a Flooded Strand, and then probably see a pass back over to Lincoln. Lincoln's going to draw an Urza Saga, which is a very good card in this matchup. We'll see if he has anything to follow this up with. Perhaps a Sphere of Resistance in his hand. And it is. So Sphere of Resistance from Lincoln. And we'll see Ryan fetch a basic island, dodging the wasteland that could possibly be in his hand, and brainstorming to see if he can find an answer for this sphere. Looks like he does, and he has a daze, so we'll see him daze that sphere. Sphere is also another great card against this low resource deck. So Ryan's going to draw a card, play an island, and pass back over to Lincoln. Lincoln on the untap, and we'll see him draw a card. Picks up a wasteland. Ryan's smart to play around the wasteland. We'll see Lincoln probably play the wasteland that he drew and then pass back. Now he can start making constructs. Ryan's going to use that troll to swamp cycle and get a basic swamp to completely just dodge everything that Lincoln's trying to do. See a reanimate on the troll, and that's a 6/5. Lincoln does have a Maze of Ith in his hand, so he does have an answer to the troll. He can also afford to take a hit or two once he builds up a pretty big army with the Saga. So we'll see the first construct come into play from Lincoln, and then an untap, draw, and then a trigger on the Saga. He does pick up a life from the loam, so he's in pretty good shape for making constructs for the rest of his life. So we'll see another construct come out, and then the trigger from the Saga to allow him to fetch. So we'll see him fetch with that, go get a Mox Diamond, and see what land he wants to pitch to it. I could see him probably pitching... I don't know if I'd pitch the Maze or not here. I think I'd keep the Maze and maybe pitch the other Saga for now, just so next turn he can life from the loam. But we'll see what he wants to do. He knows his deck better than I do. So he will pitch the Saga to the Diamond, and looks like he's probably going to keep that Maze of Ith as well. Is that a Retrofit Foundry? Let's see what he's playing here for the 1 mana. It's going to be a Shadow Spear. That is definitely going to... Oh, that sucks. It's going to get dazed. Alright, well, he'll play that Maze of Ith and pass over to Ryan. We'll probably see a life from the loam next turn. And looks like Lincoln has a life from the loam and maybe an expedition map in his hand. Yeah, he does. Alright. Ryan's thinking for a few minutes, thinking about how he wants to handle this. No wasteland in hand. It does have the Underground Sea that is susceptible to the wasteland. I think it's probably safe to play it. Well, no, not really safe to play it, just because Lincoln can use the Mox Diamond and the Savannah to go life from the loaming after he shoots that wasteland off against it. So there's a Bowmaster. It looks like it's in Ryan's hand, as well as a Shieldred's Edict as well. I think he just needs to attack, force Lincoln to use the maze, and then decide what he wants to do from there. Kind of in a tough spot. We'll see the attack from Ryan. A maze, and then a pass back over to Lincoln. Lincoln will give it a good draw there. Draw another life from the loam, so he is safe from any tomfoolery from Ryan. And we'll see 2 Sagas come back, and 1 probably played out almost immediately, triggering to make mana. Alright, there's the Expedition map. I wonder if Ryan was supposed to play that Underground Sea. I don't know. It seems like it does set Lincoln back one land, so he has to play a little bit tighter there. But We'll definitely probably see a Bowmaster come out here. Those constructs are getting bigger and bigger by the moment. But yeah, that looks like it's going to be a Bowmaster. So, nice Bowmaster. And we'll have a little Orc army come out. Ryan draws a Daze here and plays an Underground Sea. See if he's going to attack with that Troll. Doesn't really matter because he does have the Maze of Ith and can't really get through with the Orc army. So we'll see a pass back over to Lincoln. We'll see a draw from Lincoln, which is going to be a Caracas. And we'll see an uptick on the Urza Saga and another Urza Saga played as well. See if he's going to do any more damage with that Wasteland or anything like that. Doesn't look like he's going to. And he's going to pass it back over to Ryan. In turn, Ryan's going to Swamp Cycle another Troll and pick up an Underground Sea. And then we're going to see him draw something. Looks like a Wasteland. He's going to Wasteland that Maze, which is pretty good. He can attack with the Troll now, but Lincoln can make another construct, which he can then block. So I'll make a construct here. Lincoln's just going to take it with no blocks. We'll see another construct being made, so there's 3 constructs out now. Now Ryan does have a Shieldred's Edict in his hand, so he can knock one of those out. We'll see Lincoln fetch, getting a Ghost Quarter. Looks like he's going to start trying to go after those basic lands here. Untap. Let's see how Lincoln wants to handle this. Draw. Dark Depths. We'll see Saga Tech up. And the other one as well. We'll make another construct. So now there's 4 constructs in play. Lincoln's just going to use some dice here to indicate. And then he'll use it again. So there's 4 total constructs in play. Fetch from Lincoln, getting a Retrofitter Foundry. So those are all 5/5s at the moment. Ghost Quarter. He could make another construct as well, which will be 6 6s. Should still make them 5/5, so that'd be 15 damage coming across at Ryan, which he'd have to double. He'll have to block 1 and he'll take 5. A pretty tough spot here. Sorry, those are 6 6s. So that's quite a bit of damage. It's 12 total. 6 unblocked, and then the Shieldred's Edict, which he'll just sacrifice the not attacking one. So Ryan will take 6 and then 4 damage. We'll probably see Lincoln make another one. If not, he'll just take 5 here. Alright, so it looks like he will take 6. Alright, 6 damage, both the Bowmaster and the army. See if Ryan can find anything else. Brazen Borrower, I don't think is quite enough to... If you've been enjoying our content, please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Welcome back to game 2. Both players have kept 7. Ryan will be on the play, leading off on a Polluted Delta. Lincoln's going to draw a Windswept Heath, play an Ancient Tomb, and try to get the Sphere Resistance out. See if Ryan is going to allow that to happen. Does not look like it. I think he's going to pitch a Murktide to a Force of Will. And I think that'll be it for Lincoln's turn. We'll see Ryan fetch an island and then Swamp Cycle to go get a basic swamp as well. And then back over to his turn. We'll see him draw. See what else he has here. So it looks like he did find a Reanimate, which is pretty good. So see that swamp and then reanimate. So we have a turn 2 troll again. Ryan's down to 12 life, Lincoln at 18, untaps, draws a Savannah. Does have a Source of Plowshare in his hand, which is really good here. Let's see if it makes it. It does. Connects. Ryan goes back up to 18, and I believe that'll be it for Lincoln's turn. He's going to pass over to Ryan. Flood a Strand in hand. Looks like he draws a Wasteland. So he chooses not to play that and is going to instead play a Windswept Heath, pass back over to Lincoln. Probably see the Dark Depths come out of his hand this turn. And he has a crop rotation, so he can make the 20/20. Looks like he's going to go to a different path here. And 4 mana into a choke. Yeah, that's a card. Ryan's going to have to think about this and see if he's going to see what he's going to do here. So imagine fire off a fetch here and decide what he wants to do from here. So fetch down to 17. He's going to get Underground Sea. He's going to allow the choke to go on. So he's going to have a Ponder in hand now. So we'll see a Ponder. And look at 3 here. We got another Ponder. Alright, well, he wasn't happy with that. He's going to put that back, do a Daze, and we'll see a Wasteland. So Ryan's in well, I mean, that's good because it stops the 20/20 from being made. Lincoln will have to work around that Wasteland now. But there's the depths, and we'll see how Ryan handles that from here. Probably see just a pass back over at this point. Alright, another pass over. Draws a Daze. Ryan gives another think. Passes it back over to Lincoln. Lincoln's going to end the turn. Reduce that ice counter down to 9. Untap. Draw. And a Maze of Ith. Not really what he needs right now, but I guess he can play it and then always crop rotate if he needs to. But he needs to find a Wasteland at the moment to really to lock this game up. Ryan draws a Ponder off the top. He's gonna cast the Ponder here, I believe. Alright, so Ponder again. Likes what he saw, draws a card, and passes back over to Lincoln. He's got a Force Will, a Daze in his hand, and looks like a Brainstorm and potentially a Bowmaster. Does find the Wasteland, which is really good. Let's see how he wants to do this. That Force Will in his hand is really good. It's kind of delaying the inevitable here, but looks like he did just draw a Bowmaster, and he does have a Surgical in his hand as well. He probably wants to take a peek at what Lincoln's got going on in his hand. He could hit that Sphere or that Source of Plowshare. Let's see what he chooses to do. He's gonna cast the Surgical. He could have just paid mana for that. Maybe he has something else in mind. He's having to think about which one he wants to hit. Oh, he's gonna Daze his own Surgical and then pay for it so he can put a land back in his hand and get an untapped island. And they're just going over how all this is working kind of thing. So he paid for the Daze. Lincoln trying to decide if he wants to Jukabok himself maybe, or something along those lines. They're just having a discussion about how all this interaction works. So Daze is good. Surgical is now resolved. So shows him another Dark Depths, a no, another Dark Depths, a Windswept Heath, Savannah, and the crop rotation that's in his hand. We'll see all four of those Swords Postures come out of Lincoln's deck, and follow up with a Dauthi Voidwalker. See if Lincoln wants to just go ahead and try and go for the 20/20 here. Could easily do it, letting the Savannah go. It does exile because of the Dauthi Voidwalker. We'll see a Daze again, picking up the Underground. And then Sorin Ransom pitching a Force of Will. Alright, so both of those would be exiled with the Dauthi Voidwalker. Not sure if they're going to catch that or not. And we'll pass back over to Lincoln. I think Lincoln should probably Wasteland at this point, just to take him off mana, and or he could just roll down on the Dark Depths again and get it down a few more counters, which is what he chooses to do. Give him a draw there. Lincoln being a naughty boy, hiding some information from us at the moment. Another Savannah. And should be a pass back over. Ryan sitting with one card in hand and no islands available to him. Gives it a thought. He's going to Wasteland that Maze of Ith. Take another ice counter off. And now we'll see an attack for 3. Alright, well, we got a little bit of action going on here. Pass back over. Another ice counter comes off. Down to 5 ice counters. Lincoln's taken the long way around for this one. Looks like it's probably a Mox Diamond into a Windswept Heath being pitched. Alright, that crop rotation was done in response to the Dauthi Voidwalker, which explains why it's still there. He does have 3 again. He does have a Underground Sea in his hand along with the Shieldred's Edict. So this game's not over yet. We'll see 2 ice counters come off, going to 3. I think he's going to try and hold that Shieldred's Edict as long as he can. There is the... Oof, that's tough. I wonder if he should have returned the basic island to his hand instead of the Underground Sea. Because we'll see an attack for 3, an Underground Sea played. Smart to Wasteland if he floats the mana here. I guess he does at the end of main phase 2. But they're going to go ahead and call it. Thanks for watching.
Please be sure to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.